Talking about balancing your squad and the problems you've got defensively at the moment, do you think you've obviously you've taken a very meticulous approach to the amount of minutes that players are getting, but at the back, you're really down to the bare bones now, aren't you? And is that the only thing that you think could sort of undermine your challenge in 4 different competitions?
Yes, because we have experienced that first of all in the front line and then in the back line. But we are trying to find solutions to protect our players. The good thing is that players we ask them to play in different positions, like Christian, for example, or Dek, and they fulfill their role immediately in a great way. And we need to navigate now in the next few weeks through that situation, and I'm sure we'll do that.
Yeah, you mentioned Christian Norgard there. He's potentially going to play centre back again then if you've got these injuries. So what are his qualities in that position, and he's somebody you can rely on? Well,
first of all, how much he wants to play and how ready he always is to fulfill any role. And then he's played 2 times, so he needs to play again. Obviously, that's good because it's not something new when you have to play against a big opponent, but that's what we try to do.
You must have been pleased the other day with the fact you made 10 changes, but things still work, the set pieces obviously still function really well. That's a sign that things are going well, that you can just slip each different players can slip into the team.
Yes, and they are going to bring different qualities. I said in the game, the first 10-15 minutes, we lacked certain cohesion, and I was very aware that that was a possibility, and credit to Portsmouth as well, the manner that they played. But afterwards, the moment we started to have minutes under the belts and those connections started to be more precise, the times were better, we started to be more efficient and managed to win the game.
Hi, Mikel. With Kai obviously having been out for quite a while and the problems he's had with his knee in the past, can we expect him to be in the squads regularly from here on in, or is there a possibility of him dipping in and out?
I hope that will mean that he's fit and available, and if he's fit and available, for sure he's going to be in the squads, and he's going to be a really important player for us because he's a player that makes us much better.
With the academy, obviously, Per Mertesacker has had a big influential role in the academy for a number of years. From next season, is there anything in particular that you might change in terms of outlook or processes just to freshen things up going forward?
In the academy, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, now I think the club will start a process of trying to hire the best person and what kind of person that they need and what is going to be the vision for the next few years as well to provide that person the best tools, and we will support that completely.
Is there anything that you've seen in the last few years where you thought maybe young foreign kids can give more, or any particular area that might be better utilised in the coming time?
Yes, I think we can all add ideas. I think the rules and regulations are what they are as well in this country, the way those boys compete and the levels that they compete in are what they are, so hopefully we can make the best decision regarding the context that is here.
Obviously you had the experience in the semi-finals last season in 2 competitions. Are they harder for the players because they're so close to a final? Is it hard for them mentally in those games compared to other games where they kind of might play risk-free, but in those games there's a little block because you see the finishing line there?
I didn't have that feeling last year in neither of the games that we played in those conditions, and for sure the way we have prepared the game, it's very, very different to what you are describing, and we won the game, the team, and to go full gas from the beginning.
And can I just ask on Kai, he looked on Sunday like he'd lost a little bit of the muscle which you wanted him to put on. Is that
in
right?
Which part of his body?
Well, you asked him to bulk up, didn't you? Remember last summer?
I did.
Yeah, you said last season you wanted him to bulk up and become stronger. Do you remember in the last season?
Yeah, stronger, yeah, but to bulk up, I don't think I use that word. I don't know if it's a word that I use. Stronger in every area. I mean, when somebody has an injury, they need to come back stronger in certain aspects because that's an opportunity. You're going to become weaker because you don't train, you have the rhythm. You don't have the capacity to sustain certain actions, so you have to be stronger in other areas.
Okay, last couple, Simon.
It's okay, finish. Sure.
Mikel, just ask you, you've had quite a lot of goalkeepers here over the years. Does this feel like your most settled pair you've had? How do you describe the relationship you've got between David and Kepa?
I don't know. We have some fantastic keepers, very good partnerships. This one is exceptional. That's how I would describe them. Both individually because they are different, but as well the way they complement each other, but the same with Tommy as well. When you look the three of them interacting, I remember the first day that David and Kepa met, obviously they spoke on the phone a lot, and I saw those two giving each other a massive hug like they haven't seen in years. I was like, that's a good start, because that's exactly what you want to generate in that kind of environment when they spend so much time together by themselves, and yeah, one plays much more than the other.
And obviously Kepa's played in all these rounds, and I know in the past you've changed keepers for semi-finals. Or does it worry you when you've got to have a conversation like that with a player and say, look, I know you've played this, but I'm going with someone else now? Or are you happy to have those conversations?
I wouldn't use the word happy, but I have never promised a player to come and play a competition. I never done that. So I always tell them that we will try to give every player opportunities to fulfill their potential and to play, and that's it. And hopefully they know that when we make a decision is because we believe for that game is the best decision for the team. But obviously the player has to accept that, and not every player is that. But our experience on that, to be fair, it's been okay, because we've been transparent when we've done it, as well, because I think we have given the opportunities to players as well to show their level, and then it's about, okay, what's the best preparation to win the game.
Hi, good afternoon, Mikel. Your winger options have been extremely reliable this season, with Martinelli getting a hat-trick this weekend and Noni scoring some big goals in the Champions League. How difficult is it for you to pick these players and your winger pairs, because you have the likes of Leo's been on fire this season and Bukayo, who's also consistent?
Well, that's exactly what we want. The players that can change games, can affect games, and can affect games starting or finishing matches. And the four names that you just described, they always done that in different ways. And that's what we have to maintain. Again, they all know the importance that they have in the team. Hopefully they understand that there's no starters or finishers, that they can all contribute in any game, and they have to continue to do that.
And you have a number of leaders in your dressing room. I know they're young players, but they have so much expectation on themselves and from you. What do you expect to see from them in a big game like this against Chelsea?